Welcome to Go Gettas Podcast, a podcast about we actually have a topic today, so get ready for that. I'm Colby.
And I'm an epileptic iguana at a rave, but you can call me Fee.
What the fuck? Is he okay? Are you okay?
He might be.
Just
A big fucking iguana just on the dance. People are like, damn, these fucking cutting a rug.
Yeah.
Just
wow, this iguana's got some fucking moves. The iguana's like, please stop, this is suffering.
it's like around him, they're like, go, go, go.
That's what hell actually is. That's what they don't want you to know. Is you turn into epileptic iguana at a rave.
That's what fucking big hell doesn't want you to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I don't know. I don't know why I said that fucking yesterday because like I try to think of some of my openings ahead of time, and like yesterday, I don't know what I was doing, but I was like, oh, what could it be? And I'm like, lizard. No, I'm like, oh, I said lizard before. I'm like, but I haven't said iguana. It's almost like I'm fucking mad-libbing my opening.
Hold on. Yeah, like every time you open your mouth, you're like, I don't know what's gonna come, but something's gonna happen.
And I thought of this line yesterday, and I'm like, that's too good. I have to say it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad. You know what? Thank you for sharing it with me as the first person that gets to hear it.
Thank you. You're welcome. I just thought it would be funny because, like, no one's freaking out. The iguana's there. He's epileptic. Why is he at a rave? Maybe he likes the music. Maybe he likes the dance. He knows he's gonna have a seizure, but god damn it, you can't keep him from fucking cutting a rug with all that techno music.
Yeah, the thing is, maybe, like, is he there of his own volition? Did somebody bring his pet iguana and was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. I'm gonna bring my iguana with me. My iguana's just gonna, really have a good fucking time.
Yeah, he's like, listen, I've been pumping this thing up to my iguana this whole fucking week,
yeah.
And he's really pumped, and
he's so excited.
He gets there, and he doesn't know his iguana is like epileptic until like it happens. But like at that point, he just thinks he's dancing. He's like, man, he was really excited.
Yeah, he's super into it actually.
Until he starts like foaming at the mouth. He's like, oh, okay, geez, oh, never mind. That's so fucking good. So, like Colby said, we do have a topic today.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, we are going to be listing our top 5 of favorite movie, video game, and TV shows of 2003.
Yeah, so the... it just like, one of our first episodes of every year, we go over the goods and the bads and the uglies of one of the years. Instead, what if we just went over the goods of a year that we all maybe remember a little bit? So that was the idea.
So the thing is, we may not remember it, but then if you go into the list and you start seeing things, you're like, oh, fuck, I remember all this.
Yeah, dude, it's banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, honestly, like, it was really hard to choose. Like, Colby told me, he was like, all right, what do you want, top 3 or, like, top 5? And I was going to say 3, but I'm like, oh, man, no, there's too much good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it has to be top 5.
Yep. I mean, there's just, like, the thing is, we were originally, like, we had talked about 2006 or 2003, and we got our wires crossed. And I'm really glad that we accidentally ended on 2003 because I started looking it up and I went, oh, shit, dog.
Yeah, not to mention, because like Colby had told me 2003 originally, and I think he had forgotten. So I started making a list, and when he told me 2006, I was like, I think it was 2003. And then he was like, oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, okay. At that point, I hadn't made any list, and I was like, oh, okay, sure.
I had already gone through my movies, but I didn't make my video game and TV lists until yesterday, and I didn't rank them until today.
Nice. Oh. I did all of that 45 minutes ago, so...
That's fair. I understand why, before we do, there's one thing I want to say. So that's recent, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So the new trailer for the TMNT Mutant Madness dropped.
Oh, yeah, it did.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks so good. It's just, I mean, man,
It
hey,
looks,
you ever watch Spider-Verse? You ever wonder what
yeah,
if this was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles instead? That's
yeah.
that.
This turtle verse, and they look like teens, and they're voiced by teens.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the internet is gonna internet, and they don't like April O'Neil.
Yeah.
And as stupid as that is, because they're probably gonna watch it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There's one comment I saw in one of the YouTube trailer things that I specifically wrote down
Okay.
because it's fucked up, but it made me laugh really hard.
Okay.
So
Okay.
here's the comment. No way, they built April O'Neil like a turtle too?
Oh, Jesus.
I, I can't tell you how much I fucking laughed at that.
Damn.
And it's because she's like kind of like I'm not gonna lie, she looks like a medieval dwarf. She's built like one, like not built like one, like she's like a little wide. She kind of looks like Queen Latifah.
Um.
Has that body type like
Yeah. Okay. Like let me I'm looking at a picture.
young Queen Latifah.
Young Queen Latifah. You know.
You gotta verify. Kind of like that. She's like the April O'Neil has like she's kind of real short. She has like stubby little limbs and stuff. And it's not a big deal. I'm there to see the turtles, and they look really good. But they're making a big deal about April.
Yeah, April looks fine. Just looks like a normal
I
like you know
well,
how
like
you know how humans look? Like that. That's what April looks like. She looks
I
like one
just
of those.
I think she does, but I think her like I don't know what it is about her arms. I feel like they're disproportionate to her body.
Yeah, I think that has to do with like the stylization, like
Yeah,
how
well,
she's
it's
been
definitely
stylized.
it is stylized, which I don't have a problem with. But you know, I don't like I said I don't have a problem with it. But this comment made me really laugh, and I had to say it.
Yeah, it's
um,
wild, honestly.
yeah, it's pretty fucking good. But I don't agree with that statement. It just made me laugh. I'm gonna enjoy the movie.
Listen,
Um,
I'm determined to enjoy I'm going to enjoy the movie.
but you know.
I've been hired to enjoy the movie.
Listen, I may or may not have been hired to enjoy the movie, but you'll never know.
Listen, Seth Rogen said, "I'll give you my sweet Donkey Kong impersonation if you watch my movie and give it a high rating." And you said, "All right, good enough."
Wait, did Seth Rogen do this one?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah.
Damn, Seth Rogen on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Doing this in a sweet Donkey Kong.
Yeah. I mean,
The
how can you
new
beat
trailer.
being DK? Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong. We're finally back. God, I sang that before we started recording.
God,
Okay.
I
know
sing that a lot of times if there's any like two letters that go together. Just
Yeah,
just C Kong. Fucking real stupid.
it's so stupid. That's good though. That's so good.
It's like
Anyway.
it's like how much do I hate myself? A lot. It's a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially you. And I'm sure that you hate yourself for doing that.
Oh yeah. Not a it's not
It's so
um
uncouth.
yeah, not what I would call an optimal listening experience.
Yeah, I do a lot of stuff like that to myself a lot. I do I will hear something and I will say like something from a show or something like especially like if it's like what we do that a lot like if you hear something of like a very quotable line or something that you know,
Mhm.
you'll finish the quote like no matter what.
Yeah, it's the worst.
So
I hate
but
it.
that's like no impulse people like you and I.
Yeah.
But I think you have more control over it. I don't. I, I really don't.
The disgust overwhelms me and I'm like, I hate this.
Why am I like this? Just I really do. Just fucking
God.
Oh man. So anyway, uh I want to cut this banter short because I want a lot of time to talk about the stuff that we picked.
Yeah, dog.
As much as I like bullshitting, talking about nothing, let's jump right into it with the movies.
Yeah. So 2003. I
2000.
honestly like as I was going through the movies and I was like, this is like we've got too much to work with here. This is going to be
Oh yeah.
crazy.
Well, I already know what one of your picks is going to be, but here, let me lay down some rules, or
Mhm.
I guess not rules, but like rules of thumb.
Mhm.
So we picked five each. So
Mhm.
I think we should do one after another, like you then me doing our one movie.
I think so too.
And I don't think we should rank them in any way because it's too hard.
Okay.
I think you in no particular order, just whatever you have them at, unless you did rank them.
I ranked them as in like these are in the top 5 and these are my honorable mentions. But you know.
Uh, well, yeah, no, I ranked. Okay, so like I have a big list, and I have five movies that are like definitive, like my favorite, and then I have like honorable mentions marked as honorable mentions.
Mm,
So, but like I said, in no particular order, I want to tell you like some of my favorites because I couldn't rank them one through five.
mhm.
I can't say that this one was my favorite and like this one wasn't like my number five. I just can't do it because they're
Sure.
like really good.
Well, then, you know what? Why don't we start with you? Why don't you tell me one of the movies in your top 5?
Ooh, okay. So I'll leave some of my the good ones for later that I'm sure you probably can already think of.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna start off light.
Okay.
This one probably flew under the radar, but I'm sure a lot of people like it. Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh, yeah. Man, that was back
And
whenever Jamie Kennedy was on fire. And
yes.
you honestly, like, Jamie Kennedy was like, oh, this is like the next generation of like, name a guy, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
This is the next, like, this is when Dane Cook was coming up. This is like, that's the sort of era that we're in right now. And then Jamie
Yeah.
Kennedy was like the current MTV it boy.
Yeah. He was like doing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think Son of Mass killed it for him.
Yeah.
But he was doing comedy, he was doing shows, doing movies. He was hot.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I picked this one, and I almost didn't, I almost picked something over it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I didn't, then all my lists would be like action. But I chose this one because I quote it the most. Fucking, I quote this movie so much. Like
Yeah.
anytime, like someone's like, "Oh, don't do that," I'll be like, "Don't do that! Don't do it, bloodbath!" Fucking
Yeah.
all the fucking time. Are fucking if someone's like, "Hey man, what do you do you have a Xbox or PlayStation?" I go, "I got Game Station." Fucking, I fucking quote that all the time. It's
Honestly,
so good.
it's like, and it's so like easy to watch. Like you can put it on in the
Yeah,
background and not even pay attention to it, and you'll still laugh at it.
yeah. You don't have to watch it. Like it is so cringe to,
It
to
is.
watch to watch Jamie Kennedy being fucking urban and like going into like a real situation and just comedy and like it is so good and I could watch it anytime and laugh like I could still laugh at it to this day. And it's like hard like as much good comedy talent that's in it, it's like very inoffensive. It's like a weird mix of inoffensive but like risque comedy
Mm-hmm.
and I really like it.
Yeah, and it is again this like it's almost like The Office in that there are times where it is hard to watch.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. Especially like when it shows Jamie Kennedy and his crew
Oh god, yeah.
and going to their school and trying to be hard
Mm-hmm.
and no one cares like they're just treating him normal like oh fuck and oh no when especially when he's trying to be hard against like the actual like people that live in like the ghetto and the
Mm-hmm.
gangsters and stuff. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit, it's such a good movie. I couldn't keep it off my fucking list.
Yeah, I
I
get it because there I do have a couple of things on here where I'm like, okay, this wasn't my favorite movie, but it made such a big impact that like I can't not have it.
Yeah, I did that for a few movies. That's why some of them are honorable mentions.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough.
but yeah, that's, my first one. So
Okay.
Colby, what's yours?
Honestly, pretty strong showing to start off with.
Yeah.
Let me think. So I'll
I'm
I'll pick another one that's like it made it into the top list. It's not that I watched it a lot. It's not that like, changed my life or anything, but it is like an enjoyable movie that if it is on, I'm paying attention.
yeah.
And that's School of Rock.
Oh shit, that's on my honorable mention.
Yeah, dude, it's so
Yeah.
good.
It is so good. And like it's one of those movies that's so like Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
It was made for Jack Black.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies that I watched a lot with my sister.
I mean,
Like,
how could you not, right? It's like that was
yeah,
around the time whenever Tenacious D was like the thing.
yeah.
And
It's
then
another
I
one of
get
those
a
things.
movie where it's just Jack Black being Jack Black with a bunch of kids.
Exactly. It was with iCarly and fucking iCarly Miranda Cosgrove, but she was like doing Drake and Josh back then, so you knew
Mm-hmm.
her. And then, Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
And you had good music. It was a PG-13 like family movie, but it had like this really good talent, and it had a really good like stupid plot.
Yeah.
Comedy was well written. But that's in my honorable mentions. But like I didn't even think with some of the things I saw on this list, I didn't think he'd pick. Well, in the back of my head, I'm like he might pick School of Rock.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's a strong contender from basically like every avenue. Like it's really funny, it's really heartwarming. The
Yeah.
music in it kicks a lot of ass.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like everything about it is just like very
Lot
positive, be who you want to be, do what you want to do and fucking have confidence. It's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of good original music in it. A lot of the story. Sorry, the moral is good. Like Jack Black is like uplifting these kids who don't think they could do stuff. Doing what like their parents or people didn't think that they didn't they don't like that'll never get you nowhere. But he's like, kids, you do what you want.
Mm.
Be who you're gonna be. It doesn't matter what other people think about you. As cheesy as that is, the movie is so fucking good, and it doesn't hammer it like in your face.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
I
it's crazy. It's like if somebody told me like this is one of those movies that I probably will show my kid cuz like it's
Oh
just such a
yeah.
good one and it's so like all ages very I don't know, very appropriate and very much like
It
be yourself and be proud of who you are.
it's one of those like adults and kids can enjoy it on the same level.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And if somebody had told me that, like, oh yeah, you're gonna be, showing a Jack Black movie to one of your to like your kid, I would be like, I don't know that I'm gonna ever show him Nacho Libre, but maybe, I guess.
I think Nacho Libre is harmless. It's made by Nick.
Yeah, it's fine.
I honestly, I'd show him Tenacious D movie. I did that to my sister, and she turned out fantastic.
Hmm.
Shut up. She's
Mm.
better than me in everything. So
It
I
basically,
think,
in basically every way, I suck,
but she doesn't.
and she's great, and it's because she got to watch Tenacious D when she was young, and I didn't.
Honestly, I think that may be it. Honestly,
That's what I'm gonna blame it on, at least.
I think it's true. Moving on.
Yeah, let's go get into one of your other movies.
Okay, so this one's kind of a hot take one. I think you probably wouldn't think that I'd pick this, and I'm sure a lot of people didn't like this movie, but I love this movie.
Hmm.
The Last Samurai.
Okay, I did not have you pegged for having The Last Samurai on here. Wow, okay.
I cannot tell you how much I love this movie.
Okay.
I I don't know what it is. People don't like it. I get it. They're like, white savior, white guy's a samurai, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is filmed really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the sets are really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think the choreography is really good. Uh I like at the end when he is willing to die with like the last people as they bring out the guns on the battlefield. I it honestly makes it gets me, dude. Honestly, at the very end, I get like real teary eyed. It as silly as the plot is, it's good.
Yeah. All right. I mean, the thing, like, yeah, I never watched it because I didn't care to, but like, the thing is, there are a number of people in the movie that like are pretty well known. So obviously,
Yeah,
it's got
Tom
white
Cruise.
guy McWhiteman, the Tom Cruise, who plays a
Exactly.
man named Nathan. Your hero that you're supposed to root for is named fucking Nathan.
He looks
Um,
like a Nathan.
he does look like a Nathan. Just a little nerd. Um,
He's
uh,
uh
he he's got a couple people around him though.
yeah.
And it looks like Ken Watanabe's in it, which is great.
Oh,
Big Ken fan.
he is so good in this movie. Let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you, like he's not he okay. Ken Watanabe, it had any movie that he's in, he is good in it, no matter if the movie is good or bad. He is good.
Mm-hmm.
So, he is like one of. I'm not gonna say breakout star, but he's one of the best actors in that movie. He's
Man,
always good.
I like. I also there's another actor that I recognize, and his name is Hiroyuki Sanada. Yeah, Sanada. And like this actor is like you'll know his like if you ever see him, you'll know his face. He's been in a ton of stuff. He
Yeah.
was in Bullet Train. He
Oh
was the
yeah.
dad in Bullet Train, like not the dad,
Oh yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
grandfather,
yeah.
the one who's like, "It's a good story for you. You should hear the story I'm gonna tell." That guy, love that guy.
I
Um,
love Bullet Train.
I thought that he was also in Cyberpunk. He's not.
No, he's
I
not.
was like, he just looks like Takemura. He looks exactly like him. It's
Oh,
wild.
a little racist, but
Shut
I'm
up.
just kidding.
um,
Hey, look, I get one.
wait, did quick question though.
Yeah.
Am I remembering the last? Like, I didn't ever watch The Last Samurai, but is there a
Uh-huh.
canon in The Last Samurai?
Yes.
That's what I thought. I thought I remember something about a cannon at the end. I don't remember
Well,
what it
no,
was.
they're cannons, but they pull out a pump crank Gatling gun,
Mm.
and that's what like kills the samurai who are like coming at the because that's what Tom Cruise was. He's like a Civil War survivor, and like the Japanese people want to buy the guns, but they don't know how to use guns, so he goes to go train them,
Hmm.
and he ends up getting hurt. Are captured by like these some of the Japanese people,
Hmm.
and then they end up uh teaching him Japanese and training him like the samurai way. And at first, like he was really against it and thought like their lifestyle was stupid.
Hmm.
But then, as he like kept seeing it and like learning it, he kept came to respect it. And then he like kind of basically renounced like his like American way of fighting and wanted to be a samurai and was willing to die on the battlefield with them to save their lifestyle instead of going to the gun way.
He said, and I quote, this country will not advance as long as I am here.
As long as I am the last samurai, and then he winked at the camera.
Yep. He said, I said it. He said
And
it's in the movie. He said, I said it, and he winks at the camera.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
he, and the credits rolled. Oh my god. Oh, I do want to mention before we get any further, if you haven't seen any of the movie shows or video games we're going to talk about, spoilers. I know it's a little late being 3 movies in, but spoilers.
Yeah, fair enough. These are, they're from
20 years
2003.
old.
We're kind of beyond the statute of limitations, but still spoilers.
Yeah, I just want, I've been trying to watch, what's it called? Trying not to spoil. Like I've been trying to resist spoiling people more. I used to be real willy nilly with spoiling, but I've been trying to what's it called?
You're reining it in. You're being a good boy.
Yeah, I'm being a good boy. So I'm just saying it. Anyway, go ahead, Colby.
So next movie that I've got.
Ooh, I have a few. I think you'll say.
I mean, it's really hard to not pick this one. It's made a very large, very obnoxiously large cultural impact, but it's so good. You can't not include it.
Okay.
Fucking Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one,
God.
Curse of the Black Pearl.
I knew you were gonna say that. It's in my honorable mentions.
It's so good.
It is. It's good. It's really good.
If you don't, okay, so if you've watched any of the later Pirates of the Caribbean's movies, this is like twice as good as the best one of those. Like the first one is the best one. There's nothing that can come close to it. And it's just a fun pirate romp. Like no one had seen a character like Captain Jack Sparrow before. Like extremely unique way of talking. And as soon as the movie came out, everybody all of a sudden had a Captain Jack Sparrow impression.
Oh no, I know.
It was it was a dark time in American history, but that's fine.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna pick that because I know your love of pirates. That's in my honorable mentions. I liked the movie, but I didn't see that movie until after I went to the movies with you to see, I think, what was it, part 3 or 4?
Mm-hmm.
That was the first Pirates I saw. I didn't see this movie until later.
You're like, fuck it. It's
Yeah,
fine. I get it. He's a pirate, right? Yeah, got it.
It's a good movie. Curse of the Black Pearl is a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Good characters, good setting.
Mm-hmm.
Everything looks good. It's not in my top 5 only because I don't know. I can watch it anytime, I guess. Not anytime. I have to be in the mood for it. I think that's what really set this one apart.
I mean, there's so many good gags. Like, obviously, Captain Jack Sparrow is like the main takeaway. Like that, from that day until the day that I die, there is going to be someone in the world doing a Captain Jack Sparrow impersonation. That's just going to be true. But I wanted to point out that there's also, we named the monkey Jack, and the fucking tiny skeleton monkey, amazing, incredible.
I think my favorite quote from that movie is like, "You better be believing in nightmares, because you're in one."
Because you're in one. It's so good, and he like reveals to turn into a skeleton boneman. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
I think the thing that like notches it down for me is that there's a musical number like right in the middle of the movie, and it never happens again.
Hell yeah!
Like in any of the Pirates movie, never fucking happens again.
Listen, it sets a mood, okay? It sets a mood, and it does a great job of doing that.
Yes, it's a good movie, but not in my top 5. But I knew it was going to be in yours, so.
It's just, and it spawned so many sequels that did not deserve to be made. 2 is okay. 3 is a little bit better than 2. 4 and 5 can be thrown away, though.
3 is better than 2, but 2's opening sequence with the cannibal is really good, but not good enough to bring it over 3.
Yeah, 1 has that super good fight sequence between Jack Sparrow and Will Turner where they're fighting on a water wheel. Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
That's not in part 1. That's in part 2.
Is it part 2?
Yeah.
I didn't think so. I thought it was part 1.
No, it's part two because they fight the CGI guy
The CGI shark guy.
from Davy Jones's ship.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean 2 Part 1. Yeah. No, you're right. You
So
right. You right.
I know.
Damn. What a fucking what a good
What a
you know?
yeah. What that I think we can all agree. What a good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you 2003 era Johnny Depp for that, and thank you Disney for deciding to give a theme park ride a whole movie.
Yeah, but then they never stopped.
Yeah, then they were just like, I guess let's just keep going.
And then they remade Pirates of the Caribbean, but called it Jungle Cruise and put The Rock in it.
How dare you?
Have you seen Jungle Cruise? It is literally Pirates of the Caribbean, the story, but with The Rock.
Hey, Jungle Cruise was a ride first, okay? So it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Fine. All right. Moving on to my next one. I've saved the best two for last, so here's my three, my middle of the road one. And again, this is a movie that maybe not a lot of people liked. And you probably, after the last one, you're probably like, well, I don't know what else he's going to put on the list.
Oh, no, I have one that I'm pretty positive you're going to put on the list, but I would never put on the list.
Okay. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's actually a super good movie.
Yes, I fucking love that movie. And I after like praising it for so long, I realized a lot of people didn't like that movie. And I'm like, why? It's so fucking good.
Yeah, it is. It's a really slick and of the era type movie. Like it is very dark, very like kind of noir-y. It's very good.
Yeah, and has all these I wouldn't call them folklore
Yeah.
people. You know, fucking Johnny Appleseed, who I didn't know that was Johnny Appleseed until later in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who Sean Connery was. A vampire, a guy in a painting. Just
now you know
you had all
the famous lore man guy in painting.
I don't know who he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of my favorite characters, other than Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde,
Yeah,
Nemo, Captain Nemo.
Captain Nemo is really good.
He is so fucking good in that movie. The movie is just as bad as the CGI in that movie is. It adds to the charm of how good it is.
Yeah, listen. Okay. By the way, it's also the aesthetic that it's. I'm reading this now. The aesthetic that it is going for is 2003 diesel punk, which that's a perfect description. That's exactly what it is.
It is. So is. Especially with like Sonic, Sean Connery's car.
when Sonic is like, I want some chili dog. Got the black lung though.
I've got to go right the diesel factory first to get me chili dogs. Yeah, because he has to talk like that, you know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they're all vaguely British, except for Tom Sawyer.
They got Cockney accents.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's good. Like good action, good pacing, good. Well, I want to say good story, but. I don't know who the bad guy was, but he was stealing their powers to, I don't know, take over the world, maybe? I don't care what the story was. I love the action, and I love the acting.
I believe the villain is Moriarty?
Yeah, Moriarty. I was going to say Rasputin, but I'm like, it's not Rasputin.
Honestly, kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's kind of like it's kind of about focusing on them, you know, and like the cool, like, oh look, the Invisible Man is here and he's fucking super cool.
Yeah, and fucking Dr. Jekyll turns into the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking it's really good. I can't tell you how much I love this movie, but after finding out people didn't like it a lot, like really hurts.
Yeah, it's I mean, so another one of those like type movies, almost the exact same movie with the exact
Van
same problem.
Helsing.
Van Helsing from 2004.
Yes. I love that movie, dude. I
Yeah.
fucking love I saw it the other day just because I like it so much.
Yeah.
Like if we're doing a 2004 movie list, Van Helsing would be on that list for sure.
I still have my Van Helsing hat.
Oh yeah. You motherfucker had a Van Helsing hat. It was so cool. But I don't think it like fit it fit you well, but I don't think it like
It fit on my head. I couldn't
yeah,
pull it off though.
it fit on your head, but I'm saying it didn't fit you. You know
No.
what I mean?
Oh no, not even the little bittiest bit.
It's but it was a cool hat. It was a cool hat.
Yeah,
And
I'm just not cool enough to pull it off.
it's not that you're not cool enough, it's just I you're just really dorky looking back then.
See, I still am is the thing.
I think the beard gives you some points up.
Ooh, okay. All right. I'll take it.
I'll say the beard makes you a little bit more distinguished, but then you start talking, you're like, oh, this guy's a nerd.
Ah, yeah, this
Look at
guy.
This guy's a dork.
Well, you look at me and you're like, ah, yes, this is a wise man who possesses many mortgages and books.
Leather and books.
And then I'm like, yeah, so you
And they're
remember
like-
that? You remember that scene in Chainsaw Man?
They're like, oh god,
Ah, damn it!
get Poindexter out of here.
Fucking weeb, get him out of here!
Get out of here. All right, Cole, you go.
All right. There's a couple of obvious ones here. I'm just gonna pick my obvious one. This is you couldn't put these in ranked order. I can put this one in ranked order. This is the number one movie that came out in 2003.
Okay, I already know what it is.
It's Kill Bill Volume 1.
I fucking knew it. Yeah.
I love Kill
Honorable
Bill.
mention.
It's my favorite movie of all time. Kill Bill Volume 1
Yeah.
is the best of the two. So like,
Yeah.
come on.
I knew that was going to be your top pick no matter what. But also that's my honorable mention. It is a very good movie.
Yeah.
It has very good action, very good music. Just the shots are really good. Uma Thurman in the yellow jumpsuit's iconic.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep. It's also kind of ironic because now there's some artist who's like SZA has a song called Kill Bill. I don't know. I wouldn't know. It couldn't be as good as the movie though.
No, God no.
So I actually went to go see Kill Bill with my mom, and I was watching. Like we get to the like you just. There's so many good things about this movie, right? Like there's the anime subsection, right? That's like
so good. Yeah.
like all of like it's just dripping with blood and style. And then you get like back to, you know, the bride going and like gaslighting Hattori Hanzo into making her a sword. Yeah.
My God. That's such a cheesy scene, by the way, when she's like training with him. It's such a stupid, cheesy scene.
Well, okay. So fun fact about that. I think it was the second take. It only took 2 takes for to get the scene where like she cuts the baseball in half with the sword. It's fucking awesome.
It's a good movie. A lot of quotable scenes, a lot of just good scenes you can go back and watch, especially with like the Japanese club scene where she goes in with the katana.
Yeah.
Just that whole fight scene so good. Fucking when she's unconscious and the doctor's like, "My name's Buck."
Yeah.
Buck.
God, like so many good scenes, and it keeps going too, because like every scene has like a build up and like there's tension that's like rising. Like even when she walks in her like motorcycle helmet with her sword into like the club, it like goes by the dance floor and like the camera sweeps in and then goes up to like, you know, where Oren Ishii and Oliver, like the crazy 88 are, and they're fucking around and they're like, like this guy looks like Charlie Brown and that fucked up. That's crazy. Yeah. God. And just then shit starts really kicking off, and like some of the best action of all time is in this movie. And I didn't know until later, but like there's a part where like the major, like a large part of the fight sequence is in black and white. And apparently it's because they were like, apparently the MPAA was like, there's too much blood in this movie. And they were like, what if we made this part black and white so it's less like red? And they were like, okay, deal.
So now it looks like kind of artsy for the few scenes.
Yeah. Like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, it's cool. That's such a good movie and such a good pick.
And it leaves off on like the best possible cliffhanger, which just like in the like the last line of that film is like, does she know that her daughter is still alive? And then it fucking cuts to the music and the credits, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say part 2 is bad. It wasn't as good as 1.
Mm-hmm. The action in part 2 is not as good. The dialogue is better, especially like the whole sequence with the bride and like meeting her daughter and then talking to Bill. The whole Bill sequence is just, you can't beat it. David Carradine was perfect for that role, and he really nailed it.
Yeah, I think it just good casting, good acting, good action, good movie, good pick.
Yeah.
So,
all right, Fee, you're up.
All right, so maybe you see this one coming. I'm leaving. So my number one movie, it is my number one movie, and I'm saving that one till last. But this one, I couldn't choose if it was like 2 or 3. But I like this movie a lot, and everyone I'm sure agrees with me.
Yep, Kangaroo Jack.
As much as I don't like that movie, I'm gonna pass. X2, X-Men United.
Honestly, of the original 3 X-Men movie, X2 is for sure the best one.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna come out and say it. I like part 3 a lot.
Part 3 sucks ass.
I don't care what anyone says.
Especially me.
Especially you. There's some good casting in part 3. There's some good scenes, and it's just a little fun watch. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, it's just sloppy as fuck, because there's a part where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go fight at the Golden Gate Bridge, and like the establishing shot is like, here, it's daytime, and then they zoom into the characters and it's nighttime for some fucking reason. So like, I was like, wow, what a lazy ass movie.
It really was, but I still have fun watching it.
Fair enough.
X2, on the other hand, oh man, if you would have told me X-Men Part 1 was like came out and it was really good, I would have told you there's no way there's topping this movie. And then Part 2 fucking came out. It exceeded my expectations in every way. Brought more mutants, had a good story. You had like mutants fighting people out in the open. There was more like fragrant use of the powers. Nightcrawler, that opening scene with Nightcrawler. Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so fucking good.
Nightcrawler's like my favorite X-Men too. So like 10 out of 10, good decision, including my boy.
And then you have like good fights with fucking Wolverine and Lady Deathstroke. Deathstrike, I think. I might be wrong. Where it ends with him killing her, fighting Stryker, the assault on the mansion.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's such a good movie. There's no way I couldn't not put it in my top 5.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, this is the second time. I feel like this is the first movie was like, oh yeah, this is Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine. The second movie was like, no. I don't think you understand. This man just is Wolverine from now on. There is no one else but this man for Wolverine. And we were all like, I know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And it's so telling because they haven't like recast Wolverine for anything. It's always been Hugh Jackman. No one else is Wolverine. It's just Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, in fact, the new Deadpool movie is coming out. Still Wolverine. Crazy.
Fucking love that shit. So good. I don't think I need more to explain for that movie. It's very self-explanatory.
Mm-hmm.
Just it's so good. Everything is so good in that movie. I think there's like a few sloppy points, but like not enough to take the movie down in any way.
Yeah, and it's not nearly as bad as X3.
Yeah.
X3 honestly looks like it was filmed across 3 weeks and they were like, we just don't have the money to keep going. Just put a movie together with whatever you got.
And X3 like forgot Nightcrawler existed and didn't put him in the movie.
Yeah. They were like, the CGI is too expensive. Doing the cool smoke effect can't do it.
Yeah, yet they have fucking Colossus there in metal all the time.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Shadowcat there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck?
Also,
That's more.
it's one of the coolest scenes in any of the X-Men movie. Like,
Juggernaut?
whenever they've fed a prison guard too much iron and Magneto just pulls it out of his goddamn body to escape prison. Incredible.
That is such a good scene. Yes, I will agree. So, X2, it is one of my number twos, my top 5.
Yeah. X2, honestly, good pick. I'm right there with you.
And there was like a few other ones I thought about putting, but I couldn't leave this one out. So
I've got a few more. I've got a few more that are like really big. I'm gonna pick a sort of an underrated or underwatched one. I was also surprised that this came out this year. Old Boy, the original first Japanese Old Boy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Not the one with Josh Brolin.
That's what I was thinking. But I didn't see that movie. I didn't see the original Japanese one.
Oh man, it's so good. I think it's the same as the English one. I haven't seen the English one though.
It's been so long. I've only seen it once, and if you held a gun to me right now and told me to tell you anything about that movie, you'd shoot me because I couldn't.
Yep. It's probably fine. I don't know. Josh Brolin's in it. He maybe did okay. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Brolin's a good actor, so.
So he, I mean, if you've never seen Old Boy, it's one of those movies that like is deeply fucked up in the same way as like Requiem for a Dream is, where like you finish the movie and you're like, oh God, I'm kind of sick. It's really, really good though. Basically, drunk guy gets kidnapped at random, and he's in captivity for 15 years, and then he's just released, and he doesn't know why, and so he's like, I'm gonna find who did this to me, and I'm gonna kill them. And if you have seen any piece of media, Daredevil has done it. The new Old Boy movie did it. So many movies have done this where they have one long continuous shot. That's the iconic thing from Old Boy. There's like a 7-minute one shot fight scene in a hallway where he's got a hammer and he's just beating the shit out of everybody, but also like really taking a beating himself. And it's so intense.
That's what's his name? Fuck, I don't want to. Not Jet Li. Johnny something, right? Is his name Johnny Yen or something? What's his name?
The actor who plays him is called Choi Min-sik. So.
Oh, okay. I got my actors wrong. I thought he was like the Ong Bak guy.
Oh yeah. No, he's not from Ong Bak. But good, they do look actually pretty similar. So
he's from the Raid, right? Or am I thinking of the other guy again?
Nope, you're thinking of the other guy again.
Such a good movie, though.
Yeah, the Raid's also really good.
Yeah, Raid's. It also has a continuous scene in it as well.
Yeah, it's boy. The thing about Old Boy is that like once you get to the end, you're like, oh fuck, dude.
It's I I'm and now that you mentioned the hammer scene, I'm remembering bits and pieces. It's one of those gritty movies,
Oh
like
yeah.
gritty like fight movies. So
Yeah.
it's a really good movie. That's a good pick. It's
Yeah.
unexpected but good pick.
And it's really iconic for a bunch of reasons. But not a lot of people have actually seen it. It's really good though.
Well, I mean, now's the time. If you're hearing this, go
Mm-hmm.
watch Old Boy, the original, and Josh Brolin one. I'm sure they're both good.
Yeah, go do it. I dare you.
I double dog dare you. All right. You want me to hit you at my number one?
I'm ready, Fee. Give it to me.
Well, what do you think it is?
Do you want me to say what I think you're about to say?
All right. Well, let's count down from 3 and then say it at the same time.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hulk.
Lord of the Rings. Oh God. Yeah, oh no. I saw Hulk on that list, and for all I couldn't I couldn't bring myself to even put it as an honorable mention. I hate that movie. I hate that movie so much.
Nah, that's the first Hulk movie where they were like, yeah. Because the Hulk is so strong, he could jump like 2 miles. And you're like, whoa, cool.
That's the one cool scene when he picks up the tank and throws it.
Yeah, it's sick, dude.
That's the only good scene, and it's 10 seconds long.
It's awesome. He's in San Francisco and he's chucking shit at helicopters. Awesome.
I can't, as a Hulk fan, it pains me to hate that movie.
I was so sure you were going to put that on your list, and I was like, Fee's got some balls saying that this was his number one, but okay.
No, God, no. Hey, you really thought?
I did.
No, I can't. That movie's so bad. I can't.
You're like,
dude.
I tried.
I thought about putting it as at least as honorable mention, but I couldn't even do that.
Damn.
But Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah.
That's a goddamn good movie.
It is. It's for sure the best of the trilogy.
Yes.
And it's...
I don't know. I'm not gonna say yes or no because I love part 2 so much, but I love part 3 equally as much, and maybe a little more only because like you get to see all the fucking fruits of their labor like come to a fucking finale, like in a fight for desperation.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid watching it on VHS. I remember my cousin like showing it to me, and I'm like, what the hell is, like, I didn't know what Lord of the Rings was until my cousin showed me. And I fell in love, dude. I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
and it's got like the third one has so many really good like really good parts in it, because Lord of the Rings as a whole is one of those like, there's like this great scene here, there's this cool scene there. Oh, remember when the Balrog shows up, right? But like when you talk about like iconic ass scenes, like so many of them are from Return of the King.
yeah. Man, it is like Frodo and Sam going up the mountain, like Sam carrying Frodo up, and like the tearful, like sad, and then Frodo just being like, no, I'm keeping it, and then fucking Gollum coming, and then Gandalf coming over the ridge.
God, Gandalf,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
Gandalf on Shadowfax, incredible.
Oh, it's such. There's no way I couldn't not put it in my number one. It's such an iconic movie. It's so good.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
And it's is that, oh god. No, it's I'm thinking of whenever Gandalf and fucking Saruman are fighting, but like
that's part 1.
yeah, that's part 1. The part in like in the last one is whenever like the Ents show up and fucking absolutely wreck shit. Oh god.
The Ents show up and fuck Mordor up. And that's also the movie where they cut the scene out where Wormtongue stabs Saruman and throws him off the fucking tower.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, Lord of the Rings: Return of the Kings is just the movie of that year for me.
Yeah, it's honestly like as close to like a perfect fantasy film as you can get.
Series, yeah.
The effects are crazy good. The acting is crazy good. Everybody still watches like all 3 extended editions of the movies.
Yeah.
People still go to New Zealand just to go tour Lord of the Rings shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, when you think of an iconic wizard, who do you think of?
I mean, you gotta think of Gandalf, right?
Gandalf, exactly.
Or you think of Dumbledore, I guess.
I mean, they're similar.
I mean, they're basically the same character. It's kind of fine.
Except Dumbledore has a stupid name. Gandalf is fucking solid.
True. You can't shit on Gandalf.
And with Dumbledore's an okay name, but he has like 5 names, and one of those names I think is Jeff. That's not a joke.
True?
Yeah.
Dumbledore full name. I'm gonna look this up. Dumbledore full name. Give me your full name. No, it's Brian.
Brian, yeah.
Close.
That's such a stupid name.
Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore. Ugh.
It's so he has all these fantastic like mystical names and then just fucking Brian.
Just Brian.
It's so stupid. But Gandalf the Grey, Gandalf the White,
the Grey, Gandalf the White, Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight.
You stupid ass. Put some respect on my man's name. He fought a Balrog.
Yeah, he whooped his ass too.
Yeah, whooped the shit out of him.
There's not much more to say. Like
there really isn't.
They
everyone knows Lord of the Rings. Like, what more can I fucking post it on a pedestal when everyone already does? Especially nowadays.
The Ghost Army. Like, what the fuck, right?
Yeah, the fucking Ghost Army fucking wrecking shop, and then Aragorn being like, "All right, you're free to go," when he could have took them with him.
Yeah.
Stupid ass.
He's that's why he's Aragorn and you're not.
Shut up. What's your last pick, you big idiot?
All right. My last pick, and this is hard, honestly, because the Return of the King was actually in my top 5, which means that I have to resort to one of my backups.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But that is fine.
Is it gonna be the Matrix?
No, I know what I'm gonna pick, and this is not a this is again just like you and your fucking League of Extraordinary Gentlemen pick.
All right.
Not a movie that people particularly enjoy.
Okay.
But Big Fish.
Oh, I saw Big Fish, but I didn't like that movie.
I know. Not many people did. Big Fish is basically a story about this guy who has a really strained relationship with his dad, and then his dad passes away. And the whole time he's talking to he's talking about like the things that his dad would say, like, oh yeah, my dad said that he was driving through a forest and found like a secret hidden village and fucking stupid piece of shit. It was like a village of like circus people and like just stuff like that, where like it's very clear that like his dad was like exaggerating how good his life was or like how interesting he is. And oh yeah, you know, my car sank to the bottom of a lake and I saw a mermaid, right? Like shit like that. And the whole point of the movie is that like this relationship is not this relationship between like this father and son is so strained that that he's like, I honestly don't really like my dad. My dad like just lies all the time and like is so bombastic and selfish and shitty and like and then his dad passes and they're at his funeral. He's at his funeral, and you see all of these characters from the stories that he's been telling show up to his funeral. But they're just a little less fantastical than like he's talking about in the stories, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, there really was like a giant guy that I met that was like part of a circus act, but like he was just a tall guy that looks kind of weird, but
Yeah.
like all these people loved him, and all these people were like all these people loved to hang around him and thought he was a really cool dude. And so this son is like, I'm really discovering like that my dad, although he exaggerated a lot, actually was kind of a cool dude, and this is wild to be finding out. Like,
Yeah.
the end of the movie made me so sad and like melancholy for like this sort of life that he led, and the stories that he told, and the impact that it had on his son, and sort of like, just the how, I don't know, it's sort of a cautionary tale about being hyperbolic about who you are and not letting people get too close. There was a recent thing. iDubbbz did a video on Sam Hyde, who's like a internet comedian, and in the video, Sam Hyde like was like, oh yeah, this is my girlfriend, she's kind of crazy, and this is where me and my team are, and like this is my investor, and he's investing in crypto shit, and like all of it was a joke, all of it was a put on. And the conclusion that iDubbbz came into that video is like, Sam Hyde is afraid of being embarrassed, and he's afraid of showing his ass to people, and that's why he isn't genuine at all, and that's why this video was kind of a waste of time, because he, like, if you don't like a thing that he said, it's like, oh well, I did that on purpose to make you mad. And it's sort of a very similar thing here, where it's like, oh yeah, like this is how cool my life was, and it's like, you didn't have to exaggerate. There was a whole bunch of really cool shit that happened in your life that you didn't have to be like, oh yeah, I met a giant. He was he lived in the forest in a cave. It's like, no, come on, dog.
Well, I mean, I guess just maybe he was just embellishing for his son to make him, like, I don't know, look up to him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why I like that movie. It's like,
I tried watching it a few times when I was younger, but I don't know what it was about it, but it was just like so boring. I could probably watch it nowadays, but back then I guess I didn't have an attention for like a slow movie like that.
Yeah. It's I don't know. The thing is, it is slow, but it is kind of like very lighthearted, and the storytelling in it is very like, we're playing a baseball game. Whoa!
Yeah, that's another reason. That's
another reason I hate baseball.
It's just like stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It was just one of those movies that I don't appreciate, and I just didn't care for. And now that I have that negative association with it, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. I would recommend you give it another go now, whenever you're like alive and like willing to pay attention to shit, but like, you know.
I tell you what. I'll give it another go, but probably won't be anytime soon. I'll remember like in a month or two, I'll be like, oh yeah, I told Colby I'd watch this movie. It'll pop up on like Hulu or something.
and you'll immediately message me 45 minutes into watching it and be like, hey, this movie still fucking sucks.
That sounds like me.
I'll be like, oh, okay.
I'll watch it to the end and I'll be like, it still sucks, but not
still
that
sucks
bad.
And you suck. Thanks for wasting my time, asshole. Well, Fee, we're an hour into this episode. We gotta keep motoring.
We gotta keep motoring. What's your price to fight? You want to list off honorable mentions, or are we cool with
let's
movies?
Let's list a few honorable mentions.
Well, since like some of ours like intercross, just let's just quick little like 3 or so.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just gonna rapid fire you some couple of mine, then you.
All right.
All right. So I wanted to put this on my list. The Cat in the Hat, actually.
Okay. All right. Weird pick, but okay.
No, like people think it's a bad movie. If you can get past the horrible fucking Mike Myers cat outfit, it's fucking funny.
If you can watch this movie and ignore Mike Myers the whole time, it's actually great.
The comedy's great. The kids are really great. It's just it's a funny ass movie. Uh, but I couldn't put it above some of the things on my list. Freddy versus Jason. That
Okay.
movie.
Not a
I
bad
almost
pick.
I almost put that on my list over League of Extraordinary Gentlemen
Yeah.
because Freddy versus Jason's one of those iconic pairings, and they're fighting, and it's like one of the very few movies of like this versus that, and they're two big fucking franchises.
Yeah. Like nobody thought that there would be a crossover between those two, and to have the two like facing off against each other, incredible.
Honestly, I thought because of this movie there was going to be a lot of other like horror versus movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought this opened the gates for like fucking Alien versus. Well, we did have Alien versus Predator.
We did,
But
yeah.
I thought we were gonna have like Chucky versus fucking Puppet Master and like
Hell
just
yeah.
stupid stuff like that. But like it didn't happen. But Freddy versus Jason, not the best, but still really good and enjoyable. Just a stupid. If it's on TV, I'll watch it. But I also have it on DVD.
Yeah, just
And
dumb fun.
just stupid fun. And my last honorable mention would be The Matrix Reloaded. I
Okay.
like this movie,
Okay.
but I don't like all of it.
Yeah, there's a lot to hate about it, so
Yeah, but the things I like about it are the fight scenes, the iconic fight scene on the basketball court with all the Smiths, some of the later fight scenes. I think it was like at the trying to get the keymaker. I think I didn't like a lot of the scenes on Real Earth with all the people. I didn't like
yeah.
the weird rave scene with Neo's fucking Trinity.
Yeah.
I just a lot like there was too much just like man this sucks. But then it would pick up again. I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, right.
But
This
then
is the Matrix and it's fucking awesome. Yeah.
but then it would suck again.
Yeah.
So like I couldn't put it on my top 5, but it is an honorary mention because there's good scenes in it, but it's stupid.
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
All right, Colby, you go.
All right. Three that I'm going to mention. Bruce Almighty.
Oh, I saw that.
Pretty good movie. Got a lot of good quotes.
Yeah.
What if God was one?
Oh my god.
Interstellar 5555.
Ah, boy. Yeah.
Incredible. I would have put this in my top 5, but it's kind of not a movie. It is just an anime, like
short.
Well, short. It's a movie. It's feature
like
film
OVA.
length. It's the whole album. It's all of Discovery. If you don't know what it is, it's just basically an anime, like with a plot that's set to the music of Daft Punk. Discovery.
It's a long music video.
Yeah. It's like an hour and a half long music video comprised of a bunch of different Daft Punk songs.
Yeah.
Really good.
Good. Watch it. You can probably find it on YouTube for free.
The last one.
Okay.
Not because of the movie, but because the soundtrack was really good. American Wedding.
Oh wait, American Wedding. Is that American Pie?
Yep.
American Wedding?
Yep.
Did I see that movie? I think I did, but it wasn't as good as the original, so I probably just forgot everything about it.
Yeah, it's not that good. Soundtrack though, crazy.
Well, I mean that's a good choice for an honorable mention. But there's one reason I hated the American Pie series.
Okay.
I like those. I like part 1 and 2. Love them movies. But the thing that I hated that came out of that series was everyone for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 years after that kept being like, this one time at band camp.
Oh yeah.
And I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that joke. I hate that people bring it up and think they're so fucking funny. Ugh.
Yeah,
right.
That's and they would say that, and then they would start doing their Captain Jack Sparrow impression right afterward. It's great.
Yeah,
great.
This one time at band camp, mate. Just fucking. All right, those are our movies. Took a little longer than we expected, but there were so many good picks.
Yeah, don't worry. The next 2 sections much faster.
Yeah, that's only because there was like so much good. iconic movies in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say that the video games and TV shows weren't as iconic. It's just that like it's not that there's not a lot to say. It's just that like a a lot more can be said about movies, I
Yes,
guess.
I
So
completely agree.
do you want to go? We're gonna do video games now, but you want to start us off, or you want me to do it?
You know what? I'll start us off since you started us off last time.
Oh, okay.
We're starting off with um, oh gee, excuse me. We are starting off with yeah, you know what? One of my top picks for video games,
Okay.
technically,
Uh-huh.
The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker.
Ah, boyo.
Technically, because it came out in Japan in 2002, but it came out in America where everything matters in 2003. So
That's true. We do live in America, so we can count that as 2003.
that's
I
right.
don't care what anyone
Big
says.
dub right there.
Big dub. I
Um,
don't think there's a lot to explain other than it's a really good game. The art style is really good. The story is really good. Just it's a really feel good game.
Yeah.
I never played it. Not a big fan of Legend of Zelda. I just like the lore, but I can see why it's in your top 5.
Honestly, it's a great game. It's like it's got a lot of mechanics that are still persistent. A lot of the exploration was extremely satisfying. It was finally like the quality of life that I needed in that game was given to us in Wind Waker HD with the Swift sail, where you just equip the sail and the wind points in that direction. It's like, this, you really should have thought about this before. But okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's honestly one of the better Zelda games. The only bad thing about it is that this was after Ocarina of Time and after Majora's Mask, and they had a demo that went out with like
the Space World demo, right?
Yeah, where like Link is like, and I mean it still looks beautiful. Link is going into this like really dark church, and then he like a giant spider descends, and he's fucking fighting this big spider. Yeah. It looks like really dark and cool, and I was like, oh man, the next Zelda is gonna look incredible. And then they revealed, they revealed the cell shaded thing, and I was like, this is for stupid babies. And then I played it and was like, oh no, actually this shit's great.
It's so fair. That's honestly, I didn't think that way because like I wasn't into Zelda as much as everyone. But yeah, everyone thought that. It was like the talk of that whole fucking year.
Yeah. Zelda, they called it. Celda. Zelda.
Fucking Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Not great.
Good pick though. Good pick.
Pretty fucking sick, honestly.
I'm gonna start. You know what? You start out strong. I'm gonna start out strong.
Okay.
So, this is so funny. That this pick coming from our movies, but I had to add it in my video game picks.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord of the Rings: Return of the King video game.
Honestly, pretty good pick. I saw that was on the list. One of the better Lord of the Rings games, actually.
You don't like. I can't tell you how much like time I had on this game, just replaying like each level with each character, and just go like the combat was like just so enjoyable. The set pieces were good. The music was good. It was like, it's one of the very few like movie games like tie-ins that are really good.
Yeah,
and it holds up today.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah. I have those games still on the PS2, the first one and the second one, the Two Towers and Lord of the Rings combo one, because they put those two movies into one game. And then the Return to King came out. And they're really fun. Just stupid hack and slash with Lord of the Rings characters on it in iconic movie set places.
Yeah.
There's
like
only
a 3D
like,
Golden Axe.
Yeah, it's just there's one bad level in the game, and that's it. And the one bad level is when like the oily fence are attacking and you gotta push the ladders off the thing.
Man.
Uh, so the level is kind of big, but like you can't have a lot of ladders be put up for the I think they were the Urukai or the orcs to
Yeah.
come up while you're defending. Or else you'll lose the level. But like they're so spaced apart, so like one will be like on the other side, and then they'll be like, "There's a ladder over there," and then you gotta run all the way across the map. It was really stupid level, but that doesn't diminish how fun the game is itself.
Yeah, I honestly, yeah, it's just like you said, because like they really could have taken the opportunity to get like really deep into like RPG territory and done some like really, really bad like,
Well,
oh, this is a tactics game where you've got to like guide the army, and instead they're like, no, 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 no. What if you were just Gandalf and you just got to like throw
yeah,
magic at people? Fuck
yeah,
it.
just fucking wail on people.
Do it.
There is a Lord of the Rings turn-based RPG. It's called Lord of the Rings Third Age, and it's basically a Final Fantasy 10 clone.
Man.
I really like that game. I have that on the PS2 as well, still.
Man. Ugh.
But it doesn't have anything to do with like the main cast of characters. It follows side characters around the actions of what was going on in the first movie. So they get to be a little loosey goosey. You can get Sean Bean on your team.
you get a little bean.
You get a little bean action.
Honestly, like it's kind of nuts that that the Lord of the Rings games are as good as they are. There's so many.
Oh yeah.
There's so many that like honestly surpass the bar for like good movie game into just good game. It's wild.
Yeah. And Lord of the Rings was one of them, and that's why it's in my top 5.
Yeah, I get it.
All right, Cole.
I have a feeling we're gonna have some overlap.
Oh man. Okay.
I'm debating about which one of these two that we're gonna have overlap on that I want to do first.
Okay.
I will pick this one.
All right.
Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Oh, I didn't pick that one.
Oh, thank God.
I knew you were gonna pick it. And I know you fondly like it more than I do, but it is my honorable mention. So, go ahead.
So Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, after the critically acclaimed Kingdom Hearts game,
Yes.
there was going to be a Kingdom Hearts 2, but then they also announced there was going to be this kind of like connecting game, something in the middle.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest with you, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
The combat system in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, I hated.
I do too. And I bought that game the day it came out.
I did too.
And I played it, and I get halfway through the game, and I'm like, I don't like this game that much.
Yeah, same.
But
And then I finished it, and I went, you know what? The story was worth it.
I'm like you with One Piece. I'll watch someone summarize it.
Listen, if I knew that was an option at the time, I probably would have done that. But
I I was like, I'll read an article about it, or I'll read something on it. I'm like, I don't have the heart to play this game.
oh,
I'm heartless.
I'm heartless. Honestly, I get it. I couldn't not though.
No, I get that. I get that.
I went for it. I played it all the way through, and honestly, there may have been a very large part of me that was extremely sad whenever I finished the Sora story, and then it was like, now you get to play through Riku's story, and I went, I don't want to play this game anymore. Why do I have to play again? But you know, I kept going, and I'm really glad that I did, because when Kingdom Hearts 2 started, I was like, wow, I am set up. I know all this stuff. I know all these characters. I'm ready to go, honestly.
Oh, dude, I didn't know who most of the characters when I played 2 were, but I didn't care. It was so good.
Yeah, two's excellent. Chain of Memories, Chain of Memories just barely makes it into the top 5 games for the year.
You wanna hear some dumb shit about Chain of Memories?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like it when it came out, but then we got the Japanese Chain of Memories on the PS2, but ported to America, right?
Yeah, the
And
3D one.
I bought that game again, thinking, oh well, now it's in 3D, maybe I'll like it more. Nope, I still fucking hated it.
Yeah, it's the card system, man. Card system
It
sucks.
is. It's a card system. I hate it. I I bought the game twice, thinking that the better graphics will make it better, but it didn't.
Yeah,
I hate that.
it's just rough, man.
It
Like,
so rough. But that I don't want to say that's a niche. It is a niche game. It's a very niche game, but
mhm.
I understand why you would like it. You're a fucking Kingdom Hearts lore hound.
Yeah, I can't not.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go ahead with my second pick, and I don't think you even I don't think this is on your radar.
Okay.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2.
Ooh, okay. No. It is on my radar, but I never played it.
Oh, dude, I I don't remember buying this game. I remember getting it, but I don't remember if I bought it or my brother gave it to me or someone gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember really liking this game a lot. I played through the story. I played through like the separate missions. I love the intro, like the special intro anime and the music. Oh, it's so good. Like DBZ, you just kind of had to be back there. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like Tenkaichi. You can't fly all around the map. You're like on the ground, fighting game style, fighting people.
Yeah.
It's just at the time, like this game was like peak Dragon Ball Z for me.
And
And
honestly, they had tried a couple of times because like Dragon Ball Z got super big in America
yeah,
in like the like early 2000s, and there had been a couple of like different video game attempts to like, oh, I don't know, let's try to
yeah,
do this, but
yeah,
uh Budokai was the first one that got pretty close to having something good.
yeah. And then I played Budokai when it came out, and I liked it. I know some of my friends liked it, but not as much as I did. And then 2 came out, and they changed the art style to a cel shaded one, and it looks so much better. And they added a bunch more characters. And I remember when I bought it, I think I remember I buying it at GameStop like pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember like once I got it, like I started loving it. Like I remember playing this game for like a month straight. Like it was so good. Like that's all I did was play DBZ Budokai 2.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of one of those fond memories. Like I didn't have a lot of friends to play it with me back then, but I remember like enjoying playing it by myself so much, just getting better with every character. So that's in my top 5 just because like like I have a very fond memory of playing this game.
Yeah, and that's again, it's I think, and this may be controversial. It objectively is probably the at the time it was the best Dragon Ball Z game.
Yeah, I'd say even better than Legacy of Goku, which was out at this time.
Yes.
And I don't think there was like at least in America any other DBZ games.
Actually, fun thing that you mentioned. So it's actually Dragon Ball Z Budokai 1 that came out this year. But Dragon Ball
sure?
Z Taiketsu also came out this year.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Dragon Ball Z Taiketsu, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, those, and Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22.
Well
And
then if it was Budokai 1 that came out this year, I stand by that because I love Budokai 1 as well.
fair enough. Fair enough. Ultimate Battle
Um
22 apparently was a game from 1995 that they were like, oh, let's put this out on PlayStation again.
yeah,
America likes this, right?
it sucked ass. I remember renting it.
Yeah.
It sucked ass.
You can charge your key by holding X and square. Great.
Ew.
Good. Love that.
God.
All right.
Oh,
Next game. I'm going to pick a thing that this is the other one that I thought we may have some crossover on. Mario Kart Double Dash.
Oh, I knew you were gonna pick that, so I intentionally didn't.
Oh, all right, all right. Read like a fucking book. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Mario Kart Double Dash is, I would say, like top. I don't know, at least
yeah.
top two Mario Karts, top three Mario Karts. I'll say.
Oh, for sure. It, it would be in my top five because, like, man, Mario Kart Double Dash is where it at.
Hmm.
Was where it's at for like everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I man, there were so many nights. Me being at my cousin's house, just playing Mario Kart Double Dash
Hmm.
for like hours until we played through like each track like twice at least, and
Yeah.
then having to switch to a different game just because we played it so much.
Yeah.
And like each like level is so iconic, and then everything's always fresh because you got the two characters switching between, and then like you have the different what's it called, super the special with the blocks that you get, each character having specials.
Yeah.
So like it's so good, the switch mechanic, the drift mechanic,
Hmm.
it's just real. It's a fluid solid game.
Yeah, and like you said, it feels just really good to drive in. Um, even if you're not doing very well with getting like, I don't know, like items and stuff, you can
Yeah,
still do pretty well as long as you know how to drive.
yeah,
The
it's
other thing, the I would say the only bad thing about it is that, unfortunately,
mm.
the battle system is less good
Oh
than
yeah.
Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart 64 was so good as far as battle goes, and
I
Double Dash can
honestly,
actually eat my dick.
I don't think like a lot of Mario Karts have topped that battle
Hmm.
system from 64. So like, of course it wasn't gonna do better than that one. But yeah, the battle aside, the core game and gameplay are so fun. The
Yeah,
music's good too.
the driving
So
is just, it's
it's
just incredible, and the courses also really really good.
yeah. That's why people like still remember them and like want them in the new games
Yeah,
because they're just that good.
yeah.
So and I get it. It's just one of those games that like everyone had or at least played. Uh, so yeah, of course it would be in like the top lists of some people.
Hmm.
So a real good pick, solid. But like I said, I intentionally didn't choose it because I knew you would have it on your list.
Yep, that's me. Smart boy.
Okay. So here's a game that I know is not on your list. I don't know if it's on your radar, but I have talked about this game, probably not on the podcast, but I know I've talked to you probably about this game. Um, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance.
I saw that and I was wondering if you were going to put it on here. Yeah, I know. I know about Tactics Advance. I was always really confused about Tactics Advance because there was a Final Fantasy Tactics already, and I was like, "Oh, is this just the Game Boy Advance version of it?" But it's not.
Yeah,
It's a different
it's not.
game.
Yeah, and I had Tactics on the PS1, and I thought it was a good game, but I thought it was really hard.
Hmm.
But then I remember seeing the Final Fantasy Tactics event trailer on TV, the commercial,
Hmm.
and I was like, that's really cool. And I had a GBA, so I picked the game up, already kind of knowing that it would be like a grid-based battle, combat, but I didn't like know much else. And like I sunk hours into this game. I bought a strat guide for it after a while.
Mm.
I got hard into this game. It is so good. There's so much you could do. It's so intricate. And like the thing I like about it is in the PS1 tactics, you can only be humans.
Hmm.
In this game, you could be humans. You could be the bangas, the big lizards.
Hmm.
You could be the those tall bunny girls, and you could be a race called the Nomus, and then you could be Moogles. You could recruit those people into your team, and each race have different classes that they can choose that are race specific to them. So it makes you want to recruit a lot of different races, so that way you can get to experience all the different classes.
Hmm.
So, like I said, the game is really just fun. Even if the like, and I'm not gonna say the story is actually really good. But even if the story wasn't good, the game was fun enough to where I could. If the story was bad, I didn't even care because the game was so fun.
Yeah,
It's
I don't like. I never played it because I can't play tactics games like that. Like that kind of tactics game is just
yeah.
too much. It's too
I don't.
boring. I do not like it. So
I
yeah.
I don't know what it is about like assembling like the perfect team and like building them from nothing to something, and then like if you're in a battle, it's usually like 6v6 or something, or 6v whatever,
Hmm.
and then just being like, "Ooh, I'm gonna choose this guy and this guy because like I maxed out their thing," and like you're seeing everything come together,
Hmm.
and then like going on the battlefield and like meticulously taking out enemy after enemy with like just the perfect like combination of skills or team. Something about that is just really fun. Not to mention all the side quests, and there's like time things like if you miss if you don't get to like this place at a certain time, you'll miss this mission forever. Or
Yeah.
if you which I usually hate, but on this one I I really wanted to do because like the incentive was get a good weapon
Yeah.
for like this class that unlocks this fucking OP skill or something, and you really like the class. So
Hmm.
it's one of those games that like came out of like nowhere for me, and I really fucking loved it. So, that's my pick. I can gush about Final Fantasy Tactics Advance for like longer, but I don't want to sit here boring you.
Listen, you would never bore me. How dare you?
Oh,
Um.
cool. Thank you.
Let me see.
What
Okay,
you got?
yes. We are now on to we're down to two left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save my sleeper hit for last.
Okay.
Um Soul Calibur 2.
I knew you were gonna pick that, so I didn't pick it.
Soul Calibur 2, incredible. Um
Incredible.
it's I mean, one of the best Soul Caliburs, like one of the best versions that came out, and one of my favorite things about it is that depending on the platform that you bought it on, you got different characters.
Yeah. So
So,
I love the Soul Calibur series
mhm.
even before two. But I'm a big dum dum because when I was a kid, I bought it for the PS2 because I didn't have a GameCube at the time, so I had
Mhm.
to use fucking Heihachi,
Yep.
and I hated that. And then when I got an Xbox, I bought it again, but cooler than Heihachi, but not cooler than Link. I had Spawn,
Yeah. Spawn
so
is cool.
Spawn's cool.
And Link, obviously the coolest.
Cool.
Did you know, and you'll be pissed off about this,
Yeah.
it was originally supposed to be Cloud for the PlayStation 1.
No shit.
Yeah, but apparently the licensing deal fell
Oh,
through.
fucking kill me.
Yeah, that would have been the
Fuck,
best.
that is that would have made me have to put it on my list.
Mm-hmm.
But even if it's not on my list, it's such a and we've talked about it before, like just loving Soul Calibur. It's
Mm-hmm.
such just a fun game to just play around with your friends.
Yeah. Soul Calibur is my favorite fighting game series, and it's it's just so fun. They've also usually got a pretty good like single player mode and
Yeah.
like a story mode that like does
Well,
something, has a campaign.
not like the latest one, but the old ones, I'd say at least up till part 4,
Hmm.
the story mode was really good. 5 and 6 can suck my ass.
Yeah, Soul Calibur 2's like got Weapon Master mode, and it's just a shit ton of fun. My
Yeah.
boy Mitsurugi, that was his best move set with Soul Calibur 2.
Yeah. That's not when Raphael came out, right?
I
Or
don't
was that
think so.
3? It was Raphael 3. Because I
Raphael
know,
Raphael may have been 3.
because I know Raphael was my main for a little bit.
No, he appeared in 2. Yeah, his first appearance was in 2.
Yeah. Okay, that's because I remember like playing Soul Calibur at Colby's with him and Mike. I'll pick Raphael, and he has this one move where he like pushes his head back and thrusts his sword, and he
Yeah.
goes, "Where are you going? Where are
Where
you
you
going?"
going?
That's
Where you going?
that's I would spam that move just because it was so stupid the
It's
way he
so
said it.
funny.
Oh shit, love Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
It not my favorite fighting game, but it is one of my favorites.
It's extremely good. It, like new characters, Talim.
Oh,
Talim was
so good.
new. Yeah, Raphael, Cassandra, which is Sophitia's daughter, whoever the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Big ass.
Hong Young Sung as well. He's
On
also,
Young Soon.
yeah,
I fucking love him.
very good with his fucking cool scimitar. Damn.
You want to hear a quick funny story?
Yes.
When the 360 came out, Soul Calibur, I think 4 was on there, right? I remember playing online against someone, and I was using Talum,
Mhm.
right? And I had the headset on, and I was playing, and me and the guy were talking. We are just, going. We're real fun. And he's like, oh, you like Talum? I go, yeah, she's really good. I think she's like cute. And he's like, she's 12. And I'm like, I didn't
Okay.
say she was sexy. I said she was cute. It doesn't like he was fucking got into me and then disconnected. And I
Okay.
was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like that's like the first time I ever heard like someone like bring someone's age up from like a game just from me saying something like I thought that character was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like really weirded out about it. I was like, I didn't say I wanted to fuck her. I said she was cute.
Man,
It was like this was like I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe like 12,
how's that feel
12
for
years
you?
ago.
Was that the first time you got called a pedophile, or?
It's like one of the only times I've been called a pedophile. I was like 19 when that happened.
God.
And it was like really weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is
I
really weird. I'm listening to it now and it's still really weird.
it's just like I think you can call characters cute and not like want to fuck them.
Yeah.
So I
Weirdo.
just it was so weird. But yeah, that was my quick little story.
Good.
My turn, right?
Yep.
I'm saving the best for last, and I don't know if you know what my number one pick is. And this is actually my top game of the year.
Okay.
But this is my one. I'm saving that one for last. Here's my number two. Tony Hawk Underground.
Ooh, thug.
Baby fucking Doug. Uh if you grew up when we did, Tony Hawk is ingrained in your fucking soul.
Mm-hmm.
All the Tony Hawks are good, they're fun. But then when Tony Hawk Underground came out and they were like, you create a character and take him through like a detailed story, and then you can get off your board and run around
Yeah.
and I was
That was
like,
the big innovation was like, yeah, you can
yeah,
get off your board. You're like, you could fucking what?
yeah. I was like, what? Like that dude. I don't know why to me that was like I'm like this is peak gaming. Just getting to run around and do missions and going through like an actual story
Yeah.
instead of just getting high score and like going from stage to stage. I was like, oh shit, they turned it into an RPG. And it was.
Yeah.
And it was so fucking good. Like, I can't tell you. I again, I have Tony Hawk Underground still on the PS2 in my storage. It is so good.
Yeah. Tony Hawk's Underground like really sort of amped up the whole like Tony Hawk Pro Skater game lineage into something that like cuz I feel like for a while you're like, well, I'm kind of done with done with this, you know, like I get it. I played all the games and kind of done. But then they elevated it to like, yeah, you're this unknown skater and now you're going to skate against your rival and do these missions and yeah, it's like I don't know. They made it really cool again.
Yeah, it just revitalized the series and made it cool and like made me want to like go out, not just rent it because I wanted to buy it. I bought the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. I had such a good time with that game. Like, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't play that one. But yeah, that's my number two pick. Not like number 2 game, but like my second to last.
All right, we're getting into the
The nitty gritty.
into the nitty gritty. My last game that's in my top 5,
Ooh, do it, baby.
Jack 2.
Oh, I saw that on the list, but God, it's a good game, but I couldn't put it, like, there were so many bangers.
Yeah, I played Jack and Daxter so much that I not only 100%ed it, I like super 100% of it, because they're like they had like the collectible things that you like got to power up the what was effectively a time machine in the end.
Yeah.
But then they also had the equivalent of like coins in Mario, but they never respawned, so you could only get, I think it was like 1,000 of them or some shit.
Yeah.
So Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, had like, the power ups that you could get, and then again, just like what were effectively coins. And I went and collected every coin in the entire game, and then I beat it again, because the first time that I beat it, they were like, "Yeah, we have enough to power up this machine. We opened this gateway, and then we pushed you through." And then that was it. Nothing happened, and I was like, "Well, what the fuck? I need to know. I got all the precursor orbs. Tell me now." And they're like,
Yeah,
"No."
and when Jack and Daxter 2, like, nothing came of it. It was just you're in a different place.
Yeah.
And then it became Grand Theft Auto.
It was the future. They push you into the future, and then
Yeah.
Jack like talks and gets a gun and has a hoverboard and shit. I was like, wow, I don't know what I expected for Jack and Daxter 2. It was not this, but this is fucking sick.
Yeah. And he has an evil mode. Like, it's a good game. Good pick.
No, evil mode came in part 3, I think.
No, part 2, because
yeah, you're right.
Because you go into the future and they enslave Jack.
Yeah.
And they torture him, and he gains an evil mode from the dark not precursor, but the dark whatever the magic they used in that world.
Yeah.
So
Dark
yeah,
Eco,
no.
yeah.
Eco, yeah. But good. It was a good game, but I couldn't put it in my list.
So good.
It is. You wanna know what my number 1 was?
Yes.
Do you have anything on your radar or what you think it might be?
I don't actually. I have 2 games to mention in case you had picked one of mine, but I don't think you picked either of these.
No, I didn't. And let me tell you, this is my number 1 of the year. And maybe when I say it, you'll probably know why. Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, baby. Like, part 2 is way better. But man, Def Jam Vendetta 1, fuck, dude, that game is sick. Like,
surprisingly so, actually.
Yeah. So if you were in the 90s and you played NWO versus, what is it, WWF, right?
Yep.
The people who made that game made this game. But at that time, the WWF was done with them and they wanted to go on their own system. So then those people were just like, well, we still want to make a game. So then they got with the fucking Wu-Tang Clan and put in a bunch of rappers and said, let's have them wrestle.
Hell yeah.
And it was fucking good. The story's really good. The combat is so good.
Yeah, it's like the wrestling games at the time were like NFL Blitz, but for wrestling, and this, it just continues that, ramps it up.
Yeah, to like a fucking 11. And it only gets better with part 2. But man, this game, like, I can't tell you how much time I spent playing this game. Because there's 4 characters you could pick at the beginning. And there's multiple options during the game. And I played through the game with all characters, picked all the options, played it enough to gain enough money to unlock everything in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It is that good that I love playing this game no matter what. And
honestly, good pick.
Yeah, that's why it's my number 1.
Yeah, it's it's a really surprising game because like you think like, oh, this is just a game about fighting with rappers, but like
Yeah.
the actual gameplay is really solid.
Yeah, it's really solid, and I rented it just because, EA Sports Big
Hmm.
was doing like really good games at the time. And I was like, well, I saw the trailer and I'm like, I like wrestling and I didn't know much about it, so I picked it up just for fun. And I fell in love, dude. Def Jam Vendetta is like my favorite series until they fucked it up. But
Yeah,
it's
as they
so,
inevitably always do.
I know. But yeah, that's my number one pick, and I couldn't be like more like there's a couple of games in my honorable mentions that you would think would be like my number one, but man, I can't sing praise enough for Def Jam Vendetta 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So,
Go play Def Jam Vendetta 1 and 2.
yeah, 2 especially. But since I started last time, what's your honorable mentions? Give me some rapids.
I only have two. One, Maple Story.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. But I'm pretty sure you played it more than me as a kid, but as a kid I played it for a little bit, but I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, well,
Mostly because I
I don't
didn't
like
have a
MMOs.
computer.
So I played Maple Story for 2 days and then was like, well, that's it.
I played it until they locked it out of the school computer.
Ooh, nice. Um, I also honorable mention to Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Not because
Oh,
I enjoyed playing it, because I never played it, but it looks like a Sonic Team game, because it is, and that was it. I enjoyed it.
yeah. I also didn't play it, but I always wanted to. So
Yeah.
it's one of those games.
All right, Fee, give me your honorable mentions.
Ooh, I have a few. So I know you mentioned a few of mine already, but I'm just gonna give you some rapids. Real quick, Donkey Konga, because of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rhythm game with congas on with Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
NBA Street 2. Such a good again, EA Sports Big was like really hammering it home with their games at this time. And like doing a bunch of tricks and playing basketball. And you know me, I hate sports games, but this game fucking sick. It
Mm-hmm.
was the NFL Blitz of basketball.
Yep.
Let's see. Backyard wrestling with
Good.
fucking with
Pretty good.
IC with ICP. Oh
Yeah.
my fucking god, so good.
Very
uh
strong.
Final Fantasy X2. I played through most of it, but I couldn't get to the end. Like I couldn't continue playing. It's a good game, but it's not great. But it's still an honorable mention because I love 10 so much. Hunter the Reckoning Wayward.
Okay. I
And I
don't
don't
even know what this game is.
it's it's like a hack and slash game. So you get what's called like a there's characters in the game, they're called hunters,
Mm-hmm.
and you can choose between one of like several characters. And depending it's like an RPG as well. Depending on who you pick, they have their own ranged and melee weapons. And as you play through the levels fighting demons, because these are the only people that can fight demons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what the story is, but as you're fighting through the game, fighting demons, and it's a co-op game, you can fight with someone else, leveling up. You get different magic that you can use. It's all in modern time as well. So, like, you have this preacher, you have like this biker dude, you have like this black girl with a katana and an afro. You have this Japanese hacker girl with like kunais, I think. It's a really fun, surprising game that I don't think a lot of people remember, but it's fun. And my last honorable mention would be WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Because wrestling was really hitting it out of the park at this time. And I loved playing wrestling games, and I loved going through the story of that one, but I had to pick Def Jam over that one for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course. And I mean, yeah, again, wrestling games at the time were pretty big enough that people were trying to imitate and failing at it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I think that wraps up our video games.
Yeah.
And I know we're an hour and 50 minutes in, but, We're gonna continue doing this. It'll probably be another 20 minutes.
Yeah, don't worry.
So
We're gonna go fast.
we're gonna go fast.
Okay, now
And this is TV
we're
shows.
getting into TV. Phoebe, if you will. Sophie, you get to go first.
Yeah, there was a lot of good shows this year,
Yeah.
but surprisingly not as much as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So this was pretty easy for me to do. I told you what I was gonna pick, and this is probably my number one pick.
Mm-hmm.
This is my top. Like, if I had to rank them, this is number one. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
That's the one.
That's the one.
That if we had to pick any show as the number one show, it's probably the one, especially at the time. Like, I watch MXC now and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is a great show. Still very funny, but like, still, you know.
It's so stupid. Now, if you don't know, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge was a show on Spike TV where they took a Japanese TV show called Takeshi's Castle,
Mm-hmm.
or Takeshi's Challenge or something. It was Castle.
It's Castle, yeah.
And they basically dubbed over it with American actors, but they didn't dub what they were saying. They just said a bunch of nonsense, and they cut a bunch of different segments from different episodes, and they strung them together in one episode.
Yep.
It's stupid, but it's so funny.
It's so good.
Not only from just the physical humor and watching people fucking, it's basically Wipeout but Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and you know they're getting actually like really hurt.
Yeah, because this was made in like Takeshi's Castle was made, God, in the like late 90s, early 2000s, and so this was before the safety regulations hit.
So like you see people like getting hurt, but then you hear the dub over them, and it's so stupid. You had like Kenny Blankenship, Guy Ledouche,
Mm-hmm. Kenny Blankenship and Vic Romano, baby.
Oh, Vic Romano. They would just sometimes I feel like they would be just watching the show and making it up as they're watching.
So Takeshi's Castle apparently actually was 1986 to 1990, and I think they brought it back for a special stream while with I think the MXC dudes doing their own dub over while they were doing it.
Like, that's peak 2003, and it's the best show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my pick, and I'm sorry, that's going to be hard to follow.
That is going to be hard to follow. Yeah, you know what? I'll just come out with this one. Huge cultural impact for many reasons. Chappelle Show.
Damn, that was on my list.
Good. We're going to have a lot of overlap here. I'm positive about it.
Yeah, I have to choose something else. But dude, yeah, Chappelle Show.
Chappelle Show, like from the first episode, the first sketch, with the blind racist dude who turns out to be black. I mean, the show is perfect all the way up until Dave like quit the show out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then now he's also transphobic and shitty. So like, you know, it does put a damper on Chappelle Show, but like at the time you couldn't go anywhere without people quoting Chappelle Show.
Oh yeah, he was big. I'm not gonna say him now being shitty puts a damper on the show, because I could watch the show and still think it's funny, because like it is funny. It's well written.
Mm-hmm.
It's Chappelle at his peak. All the skits are very iconic. Everything's funny.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that's I'm thinking now, like I can see it clearly in my head, just all the different skits and yeah, like I don't think there was a bad episode.
No, and he like introduced sort of a more mainstream audience to different musicians that were like less well known. So yeah, I honestly, Chappelle Show is extremely good.
Oh, very good. I can't agree more. Like, I think MXC is probably on par with Chappelle Show. Like, they are good contenders for number one, like, show of the year.
I think so too.
So, man, starting out strong.
Yeah. Well, let's go downhill, Fee. Give us
Yeah,
another one.
I'm gonna go downhill because I chose like some weeb shit, and I chose some what's it called? Some reality TV shit. I'll get one of my I think my weakest picks for top 5 shows. Room Raiders. Do you know what that show
I
is?
do know what Room Raiders is.
Oh man, that was one of those shows I wasn't embarrassed to watch, but it's one of those shows that like I indulged in watching. It's so cheesy and stupid, but I can't tell you how much I would love watching it and being like, oh, she's not gonna choose that guy. His room sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Or man, that girl's room stupid.
Yeah.
Did
I
you
will
know?
say, fun fact. I can't tell you who, but I do know somebody who was a contestant on Room Raiders.
Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know,
Fucking weird.
Zac Efron was in that show, right? Before he was in fucking High
Yeah.
School
Isn't that
Musical.
crazy?
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's a good show. It was like there was like that. It was Room Raiders and Next. Those were like the shows that I loved watching, like back to back on MTV. And Next was kind of the same. It wasn't like Room Raiders, but it was like
Next
there's
is not
5.
bad. Next is not bad, but Room Raiders is way better because like they give the
Yeah.
contestants more alone time to just really talk shit about people.
God, yeah, it's so cringe. But like that's part of why I liked it because it was like really cringe, but also like I never seen anything like that before, so it was really fun to watch. So, like I said, that's it's on the bottom of like my top 5, but I really enjoy watching it. It's I wouldn't say it's like a um what's it called watch like not like a dirty secret watch
Yeah, like a
it's
shame.
yeah, it's not like a shame watch. Like I watch it. It's fun to watch. It's just I know how cringe it is.
Yeah, I get you. Listen, some
All
things
right,
are just
cool.
fun.
Yeah, that's what I say. All right, hit me.
Yeah, this next one's another one of those that's like just fun to watch. Dog the
All
Bounty
right.
Hunter.
Damn, that's on my list too. But the honorable mention because I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm the dog, the big bad dog.
Oh,
Fucking Ozzy Osbourne did the theme song
fuck
for him.
yeah.
Can't even believe it.
Oh my god. Dog the Bounty Hunter is so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the one that kicked off the I'm doing an occupation and I'm gonna go over the top and you're gonna watch.
Yeah, I think so too because it was Dog the Bounty Hunter and then Billy the Exterminator.
Oh
And
my
then it was like
and
Repo Wars.
fucking Repo Wars and then you had Storage Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dog the Bounty Hunter's the OG and kicked that off.
Yeah, I think so too. And he like they were like, we're gonna put all of our eggs in this dog basket because like when the show was coming out, he was going on like late night with like Conan O'Brien and shit and being like, oh yeah, I'm still a bounty hunter and my wife does this and blah. And I was like, why are you on the you have a show? Why do you have a show? What is it about?
This giant like white guy with a blonde mullet just in black like everything with a sleeveless shirt. And he would chase like bounties or
Mhm.
him and his big titty wife and his like weird like coworkers, like weird skinny coworkers
Mhm.
would go and get like bounties for people who are wanted by the law. But like he didn't carry a gun. He carried a fucking bear mace.
Yeah.
And every time he'd catch someone, he'd be like, "Go with God."
Yeah,
Like,
go with God, bruh.
And it was there in Hawaii. It was so fucking
The thing is, Dog the Bounty Hunter is actually short, but he wears tall boots to make him look tall.
Really?
He's only 5'7".
Oh man, I'm almost as tall as him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Homie, you're taller than him.
I am.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's kind of fucked up.
That's really fucked up. Oh shit. That's funny. That's such a good show. Iconic. That's such a 2003 fucking iconic show.
Yeah.
All right. since you picked Chappelle's Show, I'm gonna go ahead and switch that pick to Reno 911.
Damn, that's on my list too. Reno 911 classic.
Classic. It's oh man, it's that was a time where like Cops was also getting big. You had Cops, you had college campus PD.
Yeah.
Like, and then Reno 911 and came out and was like, what if we do Cops but like scripted and funny, but shot like Cops is.
Mm-hmm.
And it is so fucking good. Everyone knows Reno 911.
Yeah.
It's so iconic. Only got 2 seasons, but like it was just these cops in Reno, Nevada, just being real dorks and just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
And everyone can remember like the main cop with his fucking booty shorts going around and stopping people. It's so good.
Here's
Such a good
the
show.
thing. Reno 911 has come back a few times.
Yeah, I know. On Amazon, right?
Well, first it came back on Quibi.
Oh yeah, and then it went to
Now it's actually specifically on Comedy Central. Last
Really?
September they announced that it'll be returning the series to the show. The show to the network, and they ran the 8th season from October of last year to December of last year.
That's so good. I didn't remember it, but it's mostly. Here's the weird thing. I liked its original run. I don't want to watch the new one, mostly because I don't want it to like. I don't want it to be bad,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want it to like taint my good memories of the show.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the new one is bad. I'm just
Not saying it will be bad, but
just that Reno 911 was like so like new and innovative at the time
mm-hmm.
that I think redoing it now kind of would dampen the old one, make it like less so.
Yeah. Honestly,
I don't-
makes sense.
I don't want that memory of like a beloved show that I really liked back then.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's still like those first few seasons absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah, like people probably like remember some of the skits from them.
Sure.
There's still that skit of like the lady pulling over the guy in the cowboy hat and like doing dancing and like saying the ABC, and she's like, "Man, you're really good at that." And he's like, "Well, I'm drunk," and she's like, "Ah." And, you know, I still see that pop up on Facebook and TikTok every once in a while.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, good show.
Good
Colby?
show.
Your pick.
My pick is I'm gonna go for it. Full Metal Alchemist.
I knew it. I saw that pop up, and I'm like, man, if I don't do it, Colby will.
It's not as good as Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, but it was still the biggest anime of the year. And I would say of the next couple of years. It's still, anytime that you reference like the daughter dog chimera, everybody's like, oh god, why? Don't mention that. Shut up.
God, fucking Shao Tucker.
Yeah.
You can't think of Full Metal Alchemist without thinking of fucking Shao Tucker, or thinking about what's his name dying. God, it's so good.
Yeah.
Best character in the show, Armstrong. Sorry.
Armstrong, hands down. Although I will say, Brotherhood, Scar, pretty good too.
Dude, yeah, Scar's so good.
But the original one was one of, like, I would say, to me, it was the successor to like Dragon Ball Z, in that like I was invested like week to week. I needed to watch it. I needed to find out what was happening. There wasn't a show that really did that for me. After sort of like the initial run on Toonami of like Dragon Ball Z and Big O and Cowboy Bebop.
I thought it reminded me more of Yu Yu Hakusho than
anything. Yeah.
Just with the tone, I guess. But
yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, no, Full Metal Alchemist is such a good pick. Good art. I think that's when like I start like not even with Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is like a really good show, well animated, everything.
Yeah.
But like Full Metal Alchemist had like such fluid movements. The art, the colors were like so much more bright. I mean, it was like muted at times, but it was bright when it needed to be, and it was like very bombastic and very funny and like really good.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was just everything you want in anime. And
Yeah.
it is anime of the year for sure. But also a very good pick.
Yeah. Big fan. I'm glad that I got it in there. From here on out, you can steal anything else on my list. I got Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm sorry these last two are not going to be on your list. I already know. But this one is a personal favorite show of mine. Maybe you know it. Maybe you think I'm going to say it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Bo 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 bo.
I do know. Well, number one, you put one too many
Yeah,
bows
I
in
know.
that.
I put one too many bows in that, but I couldn't stop myself.
Um, but number two, yeah, that is a U show, up and down. So it makes sense.
I remember reading Bobobo in Shonen Jump and following it for like the longest time. I remember loving the manga so much. And then when I read in Shonen Jump that they were gonna make an anime out of it and put it on TV, I was ecstatic. I followed that show for the longest time. It is so fucking funny. The theme song is so fucking catchy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a nonsense parody show with just the slightest hint of a story. It's just there to make you laugh. And I think that's really fucking good. It's just this big tan man with a
Mm-hmm.
blonde afro who fights with his nose hairs.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like fight for real for real. They they just do skits at each other. They just they
Yeah.
do comedy skits at each other. It's so fucking stupid. I love it.
That's when you say it, I don't believe you. But I
Yeah.
know you're right. I
There's
hate that you're right.
Bobobo fights with his nose hair. He has his sidekick Don Patch, which I could only describe as he looks like a sun with arms and legs.
Yeah.
There's one of there are other people called Jelly Jiggler. He's just a man made out of jello. There's another kid that follows him called Gasser. He fights by like throwing his farts at people.
Yeah, why not?
There's a guy whose head is made out of ice cream. It's just what the fuck? And they fight the bad guys in the show. They're trying to get rid of everyone in the world's hair because they want everyone to be bald like they are.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
It's so stupid. I love this show. Oh god. I love that show so much. All right, Colby, go ahead.
Let me see. Yeah, fuck it. Teen Titans.
Oh, good pick.
Teen Titans, the original series started in 2003, went to 2006. It had a lot of really good plot like devices and elements. It was like a more serious kind of show that had
Yeah.
plot lines like Red X.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had Deathstroke, but they
The
just called him Slade.
the Trigun arc at the later series was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, God, if you
Terra.
were Terra,
Terra
yeah.
existed.
If you were a fan of Batman the Animated Series, and then it finished and you didn't know what to do with your life,
Yeah.
and Teen Titans came out, it had almost the same vibe, except it had more of a comedic tone, but it took itself seriously when it needed to.
Mm-hmm.
It was so good. It was like I didn't know. I didn't know the Teen Titans were like an established group
Yeah.
in DC. I know who Robin was. If you would have asked me back then who the fuck Beast Boy and Cyborg and Starfire and Raven were, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I had no idea. But like watching this show, I was like, oh, this is I'm kind of liking these characters. I kind of like where they're going with this. And I vaguely was like, I think this is a comic book thing, but if it wasn't, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I'm like, is this anime? Just
Yo, hey, we
it
anime boys?
it had a very anime art style, like precursor to Last Airbender. Then it had the very, very catchy opening from Puffy Amiyumi, the fucking Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
When there's trouble, you know who to call. Oh man, it's so fucking catchy.
Yeah.
It's such a good show. And it's so dirty what they did to it by leaving it on a cliffhanger.
Honestly, like I can kind of forgive leaving a show on a cliffhanger. But like the way that they not only left the show on a cliffhanger, but it felt like they were teasing that there was gonna be another season for a while
Yeah.
after that, and it just never happened.
And it never came. It's the only reason I can forgive it is because the show itself was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it hurts more to know that there's a cliffhanger, but also I'm glad with what we got. And honestly, I wouldn't want to see a continuation nowadays.
Yeah.
But it's such a good show, iconic. Everyone knows Teen Titans. They've become like bigger than ever, especially nowadays with all the superhero stuff. And this show came out before superheroes were like getting big.
Yeah.
So that's another like reason why it's so fucking good. Such a good show.
Yeah. It I'm just saying. Um Teen Titans paved the way for like American
Yeah.
anime, specifically in the superhero genre, because you already had Avatar: The Last Airbender that was just absolutely fucking slaying
I
it.
don't think that was out yet.
I think it was.
I don't think so. I think it came out a few years after.
Oh shit, you're right. It's 2005. All right, you know what? No, fuck that. It paved the way for Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'll
That's
say
why
it.
that's why I said it.
I
That's why I
just
said it paved the way for that show.
it paved the way for everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Good storytelling. It paved the way for good storytelling and a show that actually it wasn't it was episode to episode for a while, but it also what's it called? Linear.
Mm-hmm.
It was linear at times, but it knew when to take it easy and have like solo episodes.
Yeah. Which is great.
And also I like the movie, the fucking Trouble in Tokyo movie.
The wait, sorry, the what?
The Teen Titans Trouble in Tokyo movie.
Oh
came out.
yeah. The movie was super good.
Oh yeah, it was way good. So yeah, Teen Titans such a solid pick, good show. I think I know what your number one's gonna be. In fact, I am sure I know what your number one's gonna be.
Okay.
So I'm gonna choose a show that meant a lot to me.
Okay.
I love this show to death, almost on par with Bobobo. Zatch Bell.
Zatch Bell, baby.
Zatch Bell is one of my favorite animes. Honestly, not only the American version, I love the sub more after I found the sub years later.
Mm-hmm.
But Zatch Bell was such a good show. I don't know what it was about the plot of so they in the show they're called Mamotos,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is just Japanese for demon. They're just little demons from another world that find a human, they
Mhm.
team up, and then they fight other demons to become the Demon King. Or in America, the Mamoto King.
The Mamoto King.
And Zatch is just a cute little fucking guy. Him and his partner, you get a book that drops in from the demon world.
Hmm.
You get a Mamoto, you fight people. It sounds very like the way it's animated is very juvenile. It's a very silly premise, but man, it gets so good and like it gets I don't it's just one of those fun shows and you have silly characters and you have good fights and man, I'd love to see them take another shot at Zatch Bell because they didn't like finish it.
Yeah, it's
Um,
whenever that came out, I was like, hey, yo, is this just Yu-Gi-Oh again?
it's like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, like in one.
Hmm. But
Uh,
but cooler.
but cooler. And the Japanese version, it's one of my favorite shows. Konjiki no Gash Bell, because his name wasn't Zatch, it was Gash.
Gash
Uh,
Bell. Ugh, yeah, you can't say that in English.
so they named it to Zatch. And they cut a lot of stuff out. Like I remember in one of the episodes, there was a guy holding up a bank with a fucking gun
Hell yeah.
and using his Mamoto to like freeze them so he could rob them.
Hmm.
And the American version, they gave him a super soaker.
Oh my god.
So fucking good. And then you had my man, fucking Parco Fulgore, the Italian heartthrob who fucking sings the in the American version, Catchy as Well. His number one single, the episode is like really good, but his number one single is "Hey Hey Let's Dance All Day." Fucking, he would
Christ.
sing it, and it's so silly. But the Japanese version is is just like fucking I don't remember what it's called, but it's like just it's basically just tits or boobs
Hell yeah.
because like okay, so the here's how it goes in English. Hey hey, let's dance all day, boing boing, right?
Hmm.
In the Japanese version, it's chi cha chi chi opai, boing boing.
Oh,
And
good.
it's just a song about grabbing titties.
Hell yeah.
It's so fucking funny. The oh my god, the characters are so memorable, so good. It's so funny. Just watch that show. It's such a good show.
Yeah, do it, cowards.
Get past the weird animation. It's such a good show.
Yeah, it is. It is a little hard to watch at times, but that's
It,
okay.
so good. Anyway, that's I out of left field, but I love that show. Sorry.
I'm gonna.
I know
This
I
is.
know it's your number one.
I
know what
don't.
it
I
is.
don't think you do.
I
I'm just
think
gonna
I
throw
do.
this out, and we'll see where it lands.
Okay.
Gonna catch 'em all because he's Danny Phantom.
Oh,
Gonna catch 'em all because he's Danny Phantom.
Phantom. That's on my honorable mentions. Such a good show. Wow, you're into Danny Phantom?
Yeah, dude. Danny
Hi.
Phantom's fucking sick.
It is really sick. I just didn't expect that from you.
If I could pick any person's power set from like Nickelodeon TV shows, it would be Danny Phantom probably. Like
Well,
I
yeah,
know that if you get the Fairly Odd Parents fairies, you could do anything that you wanted, but like being
know, there's
half
rules.
ghost sounds fucking cool.
Well, if you had the fairy on Parents Fair, you could just wish to be half ghost.
Yeah, but I don't want that.
That's fair.
That's
Such
cheap.
a good show. From one of the shittiest people.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Yeah, Butch
Danny.
Hartman sucks.
Yeah, Butch Hartman sucks ass,
Yeah.
but Danny Phantom doesn't.
Yeah, Danny Phantom's good.
It's actually one of those shows where like you hear the premise and you're like, what are they gonna do with it? It's Nick. But
Yeah.
then like you start watching it and you're like, oh shit, it's actually good.
Yeah. They start to get
It's
into
very-
like some really interesting territory.
Yeah. The villains are all like memorable. The theme song's like fucking good. I think it just got better as it went on, and I think it had a really good resolution. I don't remember what it was, but I remember love watching the show anytime it was on.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember how Danny Phantom ended either. But I did really like it a lot.
Mm-mm. I hated that he hid his identity, and what did they call him? It wasn't just Ghost Boy. They called him something else, and it was so stupid, and it pissed me off. Oh fuck! They called him like it was a stupid ghost pun name. It was like Boo something. I don't remember. They called him
They
something.
called him Boo Radley.
I wouldn't put it past fucking Butch. But yeah, no, it's a very good show. It deserves to be on the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna choose the Venture Bros.
Oh, yeah, Venture Bros. Not even on my list.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Damn. Tell them you said that.
Yeah, you fucking let them know. Let them know.
To be fair, Venture Bros was a good show, but I don't think it hit its stride in season 1.
Yeah. It like Venture Brothers got interesting in season 3.
Yeah. But nah, good show. Danny Phantom's good. There were so many good shows. Like just some of my fucking honorable mentions. I had a Wife Swap on my show, on my honorable mention, just because that show got goofy as well. Wife Swap's one of those shows that you're like, wow, I don't know how this show got put on air.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just two families who they're just like, yeah, this is my wife, and we're gonna swap them in another family, and then they like live with the other family for a week, and it just profit. Also,
Yep.
I had Code Lyoko as my honorable mention as well.
Code Lyoko, not bad either. Code Lyoko feels like that and Dot Hack Sign are both two things that feel like precursors to Sword Art Online, which is precursors to all the isekai bullshit we're in right now.
I love isekai so much.
Yeah, you fucking would.
But I like anime a lot. But Code Lyoko was so good. French anime. All the kids had really big heads.
Yeah, it was a weird art style, but okay.
Yeah. You can watch it on Netflix, but it's really good, and it's a shame that the later seasons after it went off air and came back air really sucked. Just everything after I think it was season 2 or 3, after it finished airing on TV, and they brought it back, sucked ass. Sucked big ass. I also have Sonic X on my honorable mentions.
Sonic X, also surprisingly a pretty good show. Like most Sonic things are pretty hit and miss, but this one kind of a hit actually.
Yeah, I think because anime was big at the time, I think bringing the Japanese anime and dubbing it for American audience just made it more popular, as it was much more faithful to the game.
Yeah.
Than fucking Sonic. I'm not saying Sonic Sat AM was bad, but the Adventures of Sonic was horrible. So, yeah, Sonic X is a really good show. And I think my last honorable mention would be Shaolin Showdown.
Ooh, Shaolin Showdown.
I don't know if you know that show.
Yeah, no, I've heard, I've seen maybe one episode of it.
Yeah, I used to be big into that show. It was, I think, on WB. It was such an interesting premise, and had like a bunch of comedy. It was very, very good. Basically, a little monk. I don't know if this is racist or not, but they had the little monk, and his skin color was just straight up yellow. He was just a yellow person. And everyone else had normal skin tones.
Yeah, that sounds pretty racist, actually.
But it was a good show. It was such a good show. But thinking back at it now, I'm like, ooh, that's not a good look.
Yeah, not great, honestly.
But it was a fun show, and I did enjoy watching it. So yeah, those are all my honorables.
My honorables include Mythbusters.
Ooh, I saw that. But I never watched it.
Mythbusters is really good. Especially for like getting you into that engineering brain mode where you're like, it's not about like, can I do this perfectly? It's, can I do this at all really jankly?
Yeah. I just I never got into it.
Uh, then there's Viva La Bam.
Oh, I saw that. I did not like that show.
Oh man, I really liked the first season of it. Um, it
Man.
was really bad in the last season, but
Oh man, it's something about Bam Margera that never set well with me. I hate his stupid face.
yeah,
I did not like watching him. It felt forced
yeah,
with a
it
lot of the
was.
things that, yeah, like it felt too fake. Like there was Jackass, and then there was Viva La Bam, and it felt like really. It's like watching a vlog channel and knowing it's fake,
Mm-hmm.
but like, they're making a lot of money because a bunch of kids are watching it.
Yeah.
That's how that show is to me, and I
Yeah, you're
hated
not
it.
wrong. But I did enjoy the first season of it.
It's fair. It was big coming off the heels of Jackass.
Yeah, there was basically that or Wild Boys, and Wild Boys
It,
was not as good, so
I didn't like Wild Boys. So stupid. Oh
yeah.
shit. What about you?
Um,
You have any?
last one is Penn and Teller's Bullshit.
Ooh, good show.
Strong show.
I didn't watch that show until last year.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Unfortunately.
it's really good.
Yeah, it's a good show. I just didn't know about it until last year when I guess I saw it on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's a good show, but it looked like it came out in the 90s.
Yeah, it was. It does have some old. It do be looking dated, though. Yeah, no, but it came out in
Yeah.
2003 is when it first started.
Nice. It's a good show. Penn and Teller are so good. But yeah. You know what? I think that goes to tell you that 2003, such a good year. So much good stuff. And you could tell by like all the stuff that we picked. They were all fucking hits. A bunch of iconic stuff coming
Mm-hmm.
out in 2003. Like I want to do it. You could tell because our episode today is like going to be over 2 hours, which
Yeah.
rarely happens.
God, 2.5 hours. This is 2 podcasts.
Yeah, basically. But it's just because there was so much good stuff. I bet if we picked any other year, it probably won't be this long because there's like not that many iconic things that came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just this year was just one of those years that they fucking hit it. 2003 really hit the mark on everything. But before we end the show, I did want to talk about one thing.
Okay.
While researching for movies, I came across one movie. I don't think it's a porn parody. It might be softcore porn.
Yeah.
It's called Womb Raider.
Ooh.
The parody of Tomb Raider.
Which there was a Tomb Raider movie that came out this year.
Yeah, there was a Tomb Raider movie, but they also came out with this one called Womb Raider.
Yeah.
And instead of following Laura Croft, you follow the adventure of Kara Loft,
Yeah.
and she's on an adventure to find the 3 sacred wombs.
Mm-hmm.
And she has to do it before the evil Dr. Scrotus can stop her.
Yeah.
I know nothing about this movie, but I read the description and it nearly gave me a heart attack with how hard I fucking laughed. It's stupid.
Yeah. It's honestly, whenever you sent this to me, I was like, oh, well, obviously someone made this, but it's crazy to me that someone made it in 2003.
Yeah. I'm very I'm taken aback by how stupid and dumb it sounds. There's a review on IMDb, and someone gave this movie a 10 out of 10 and said it was on par with Evil Dead.
Yeah.
And I wish I could go through my computer screen and strangle that man. This movie's so stupid. I can't believe that they came up with the name Dr. Scrotus with the straight face.
Yeah, good old Scrotus. You know, what are you supposed to do?
God, so good. Colby, take us out.
Yeah, I will. I do just need to tell you that the person who played Dr. Scrotus also wrote Womb Raider. So there you go.
You can picture with the straight face. He fucking wrote it.
Yeah, he said no, I got this. Don't worry about it. All right. You can catch us. We did this podcast live for 2.5 hours. You
Yeah,
could have caught this live. You're missing out. You should feel
You're missing
FOMO. That's expected.
big time FOMO.
You
Now,
can follow us so that next time we do this, you can join us live at twitch.tv/GoGetUsPod.
yeah, and you can join us next time and tell us why our picks are stupid.
Yeah, except that you won't, because our picks are great.
They're super great. You can leave a comment and tell us what your favorites were.
Yeah,
And
because they'll only be the ones that we listed. I'm positive.
Yeah, because we picked the best ones, honestly. But yeah, you can find us on Twitch at Go Get Us Pod, on YouTube at Go Get Us Podcast. You can find us on Spotify, iTunes, all the podcatchers.
Yeah.
You can find us on TikTok because we be putting out TikToks and we be doing YouTube shorts.
Mm-hmm.
So please like, comment, subscribe, bell, follow, heart.
Yep.
All the stuff, all the positives, thumbs up, do it all. You can find us on every platform. Find us there and follow us, please. Not please, do it.
Yeah, no, please. This is an order, soldier.
Yeah, fuck. How you gonna join the army and not take this goddamn order?
Yeah.
So yeah, do all that. But before you, after you do that, but before you go, what I want you to do is I want you to go back to get a time machine, time travel back to 2003, relive the glory days of everything on TV, movies, and video games. Get them all together in a room and prepare to watch them. But then, out of nowhere, Dr. Scrotus walks through the time warp and steals all your fucking precious media.
Oh, no!
I want you to grab your weapons and go get them.
Go get them! God, I didn't see that twist coming. How you mean Scrotus is coming in to ruin my life now too, not just the Womb Raider's life?
The Dr. Scrotus. He followed. He saw an opening. He saw you walk through the time portal, but before it could close, he hopped his little fucking evil ass in there to ruin your day specifically. He's not even going back to do evil. He's just gonna go steal your fun.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with a name like Dr. Scrotus, once the Womb Raider thing was over, I mean, what's he going to be doing? I think he does just have to be ruining random people's days.
Yeah, if he's not ruining random people's days, he's definitely giving people prostate exams.
Oh, for sure. Or like dragging his balls across someone's face.
Hi. For sure.
Bye.
Bye.